Chapter 11. Pancakes with Fruit. It was an important day in the kindergarten. It was Camilla's birthday. Julia promised to make something delicious to eat. She asked a few children, including Betty, John, and Kevin, to help. The children took their little figures and joined Julia in the kitchen. "And what is this white sand?" Hoppy was surprised, and without thinking, he jumped into the bowl with flour. He made terrible dust. "You know, we can use flour to bake bread, rolls, cakes, and much more," said Julia, helping Hoppy to get out of the bowl and shake off the dust. "Do you know what we are going to do today?" Then she asked. "Pancakes," suggested Betty modestly. "Yes, how did you know?" Julia was surprised. "Because I love pancakes." Betty started laughing. Me too, the boys shouted. Julia took a mixture out of the cupboard and Kevin poured flour into it. She took the eggs and asked John to put them in the mixer. The boy carefully pricked an egg with a knife and poured the egg white and egg yolk into the bowl. Later, he did the same with 2 more eggs. It was Betty's turn to pour milk. Julia added a little salt in the end. Mimi climbed onto the mixer and sat on the mixing arm. When Julia turned on the device, the red-haired girl started spinning as if on a merry-go-round. After a short time, the dough was ready for frying. Mimi got off the mixer, but she had become so dizzy that she tipped over and fell straight into the leftover flour lying on the counter. Swayingy and Hoppy began to laugh terribly. Even the children and Julia laughed at Mimi, who turned into a white lady. Julia took the pan. "Now I will fry," she announced. "You have to be careful because the pan is going to be very hot. Meanwhile, you are allowed to wash fruit." "Fruit? Cool. I love fruit." Betty was happy. She took a large strainer out of one cupboard, and the boys found bowls in another. Then they washed the blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries and put them in bowls. Mimi had to wash up too. She stood under the stream of water, and Betty helped her clean her clothes and hair. Then the girl wiped Mimi with a paper towel. Hoppy and Swayingy watched Julia cook pancakes. They watched in awe as she poured a drop of oil into the hot frying pan and the droplet began to jump. Julia then poured the liquid dough that slowly and mysteriously turned into a pancake. "Look, Hoppy, how interesting this is. People can do such weird things," Swayingy said in a philosophical way. "And what beautiful and tasty things grow in the world," said Hoppy thoughtfully. He reached for another delicious-looking raspberry. Swayingy looked at Hoppy. His face was already purple with berries, and the raspberry was almost as big as his head. Hoppy split the fruit and gave his friend one half. They both sat on the edge of the breadboard and wondered what else tasty, beautiful, and edible grew in the world.